my classmates have struggled with me. I'm gonna cry. It's rough. It's so hard sometimes just because we're together so much and we can fight like brother and sister and then we're okay at the end of the day. But I have some amazing classmates that are also single mothers and their mothers. And they're just, you know, an older college student, maybe in their 40s, just tired of those minimum wage jobs. And maybe they're the first one like me to graduate. But my classmates have worked so hard. I'm gonna cry. It's too much. We are together so much. It's emotional. We spent 2 years together. But I have seen my classmates struggle like I have. And I don't know, for the classmates I started with to end with me, it's an amazing feeling because I've got to know them on a personal level, an emotional level, and I maybe never saw their family, but their family knows of me. And their kids don't know me, but I still know them. And it's just been our class. We have had family members die. We've had somebody in our class have a baby. And we are just like a family. And it's amazing to bring, you know, there's 11 of us, to bring complete strangers in a class together. And we're going to leave as family. And I don't feel like any day I could just walk away and never not speak to one of them because we have really just bonded so well. I'm sorry, that makes me want to cry because it's rough. We all kind of pulled together and made strengths and weaknesses out of, you know, the situation because it's not easy to leave your kids at home and, you know, even your husband at home or your wife and be here and spend time with everybody else when, you know, you want to be home, but you're here. But I admire all of my classmates. We've all had our own struggles, but we've all overcame them to get where we are, and I have some amazing classmates. Everything that I've wanted to do ever has been my kids and my boyfriend and my mom and dad just pushing me through. And, you know, sometimes they gave me that little extra kick if I've needed it. But at the end of the day, I want them to be proud of me. And I want them to know that I've done it for them, you know.
So right now, we can't go to class anymore, and we've been having lecture on Blackboard. So once we have lecture, it's recorded, and we can go back and listen to it whenever we want to. So I have a test tomorrow, and I usually like to listen to the recordings afterwards so I can see if I missed anything or if I need to study something a little bit extra. So that's what I'm doing right now, and then tomorrow we will have a test online at our house since we can't really go anywhere because of all this virus stuff that's happening.
30 is incompatible with life, okay? So if I give you a blood pressure reading, you should be able to figure out the map, and then if I give you the intracranial pressure, you should be able to figure out the cerebral perfusion pressure. So I'm going to give you an example, and it's the one in your book there on 1315, so you guys can follow along, okay? So you have a blood pressure that's 122/84, so let's figure out your map first. So you have 122 plus 2 times 84.
Hey everybody, I'm Vic Adams. I'm President and CEO at Southeast Kentucky Community Technical College. And we're here today in our Ideals Center, which stands for Innovation, Design, and Entrepreneurship at Southeast. And the lab here is for people that want to take an ideal they have in their mind, and we'll design it over in our CAD lab. Then we can bring it over here and we can literally print the product out or the part out using some a filament that goes into our 3D printing machines, which I'll show you in a few minutes, and can create many different kinds of parts in many different kinds of materials. So today, what I'm going to tell you about a little bit is how we're going to take this filament, a rubber band, some transparency paper, and some foam weather stripping to produce a medical PPE safety shield to be used by healthcare workers as they fight the COVID-19 battle. So let's go over to the lab and we'll see how the design process starts. Okay, here we are now in the design lab at Southeast. Dr. Gary Steenbergen, professor here at Southeast, is working on the design of the part for the safety mask that I showed you just a second ago. So as you see here, he's in a software program called Inventor, and he is looking and designing the part as we're going to need it. And this gives all the geometry of the part, the links and the measurements, and it's basically a visual tool here it designs the places where the mask will be, the face shield will be held on to this part, where the rubber band will be held onto this part, and just basically the design of what we want to print. Then, through a process in Inventor, it is rendered over into a 3D model that makes it sort of what the final version will look like. And as you can see there, that's the part that I mentioned to you before. It's at the top of the protective shield that we're designing. And you can see we've even been able to design in SKCTC into that print where it shows that Southeast Kentucky Community and Technical College made this product. Now, through a series of different software programs, this 3D drawing will be converted into a language that our 3D print machines can understand. So in other words, it's like taking, it's taking the Inventor software it doesn't understand. So you have to convert it over into something in a software program that the 3D printers will understand. So after that's done, it's put on a disc and it's taken over to our 3D lab, but it's now ready to be printed into this product. And we'll go over there in the 3D lab and show you how this is done on our 3D printers. All right, I'm over here in the Ideas Center, our 3D print lab portion of the Ideas Center. And this is a Creator Pro 3D printer that we had, just one of the many that we have here in the lab. We have several different kinds of 3D printers that all have sort of a different purpose and can print with different materials and so on. All this 3D lab in Ideas Center was made possible through a partnership and a donation from a company called Toyota Tsusho that actually is part of Toyota Motor Company that does a lot of different things as far as logistics and shipping and all different kinds of things. But they helped us to get the money to be able to do this Ideas Center, and so we thank them. But like I say, this is a Creator Pro 3D printer. As you can see, the print table is the blue component in here, and it's heated. So basically, on the back of the machine, that we'll show you just in a second, it takes the filament that I showed you earlier, and the filament is coming through these two hoses right here This is the electrical connection on the machine, and this is the print head. So what it's doing is it's taking that material up through and into the print head, which is running somewhere between 500-600 degrees Fahrenheit in order to melt the filament product and then print it back in to the part that we want to make. Okay, so what we did, as we showed you over in the design lab, we designed that part, we put it on a disc, we brought it over, we entered this disc into the front of the computer, or the front of the printer, and then the printer knew exactly what we wanted to do, and basically we start the machine up, and it begins to print the part. And so this process will take, for this particular one, will take about an hour to complete, and then at the end of the hour, we'll have this part produced out of this print machine. Then at that point, we'll take the components that we mentioned to you, and we will put them all together. So you can see this one has to be printed out of purple, so it will put together. Then we will snap. We have holes that have been placed in the plastic shield, and then we have the rubber band attached in the back. And then the shield will go over your face like this to protect you against any particles that may be infected with the coronavirus, or help protect any splash, okay? Now, the healthcare worker will certainly wear a mask underneath the shield. So this is made, we hope to make a few hundred of these for our local healthcare industry to help them in fighting this crisis of COVID-19. So I hope that you've learned something today about 3D printing and that process. And if any of you are interested, this Ideas Center is on our Middlesboro campus. We have classes in here that teach you how to operate these 3D machines, that teach you how to use over in the Design Center, how to design a part, and how to print it on a 3D printer. And it's only limited by your imagination and what you want to design and make. And who knows, we may design something at Southeast that may be a part that may help another industry. So come see us at Southeast, and hopefully this has really been informative for you. So again, I'm Dr. Vic Adams, and thank you for watching. Hello, Southeast graduates. I'm Vic Adams, president of Southeast, and I want to congratulate all of you for completing your journey with us during one of the most unprecedented times in world history. Earning a degree, diploma, or certificate is an accomplishment under any circumstance, but to stay the course and earn your credential during a global pandemic is outstanding. What we have gone through in the last several weeks and continue to go through has been truly unprecedented. We have had to change the way in which we live, work, and go to school without any previous experience to draw from. We had no script. But at Southeast, we do have experience in putting our students first. And we have worked hard to give you the best quality education and student services that we can in a remote format, keeping you safe and keeping ourselves safe. It hasn't been easy for me personally. I know it hasn't been easy for our faculty and staff. And I cannot imagine the obstacles you, our students, have had to overcome to complete your education. Many of you have been called on to homeschool your children. Many of you are working jobs remotely. Many of you have had to stay away from friends and family. Still, despite these obstacles, you have achieved your goals. You have shown that you have what I like to call grit, that combination of passion and perseverance that allows you to overcome obstacles and do what it takes, even though it may be extremely difficult. Completing your coursework remotely while staying healthy at home was not what you had in mind in your final weeks of the spring semester, but you've done it. And of course, this ending marks a new beginning. I know that all of you have bright futures. When I became president 3 years ago, I made it one of my top priorities to make graduation a celebration of you, our students. I look forward to graduation. Each time a student walks across that stage, I want it to be that graduate's moment in the spotlight. Does it take more time? Yes, but it's worth it. Each of you deserve that special moment. It saddens me that you will not have your moment on the physical stage at this time. We hope to have a traditional in-person commencement in the coming months. However, I am grateful that we are living in a time with the technology that allows you to still have your special moment while staying healthy at home. You will still receive the recognition you so richly deserve. So once again, congratulations. I'm proud of you for hanging in there. You have shown that you have what it takes to accomplish your goals and achieve great success in all of your future endeavors. Best of luck to all of you. Thank you.